part, yes. Evil, maybe. I think she's definitely the wild part of the show, and you're not sure whether or not she is a victim of this conspiracy to end the world that the 12 monks are doing, or in and on it, which I think is really good with a crazy person, because I mean, if you talk to a crazy person, you can't get a straight answer. You don't know. So I think she really shakes up their world.
How did you prepare to be a person whose world is not quite on even keel?
Well, first of all, I really did something that I think was very smart, but I didn't know I was doing it at the time. It just happened to, in retrospect, was a good idea, is that when I auditioned for the role, I read the script first before I'd seen 12 Monkeys the movie. Because I think now, having seen the movie, if I'd seen that first, I think I would have let this kind of pressure and weight of his performance in just kind of stifle my own creativity. And so I really connected with the Jennifer Goines on the page first. That was my first introduction to that character. And I just felt very connected with her, which I later found out, like, when I went into wardrobe for this part, I was just like being myself, and the wardrobe woman said to Terry, "She's perfect." And I'm like, really? I'm just like, and because she's described as like this crazy person. And then when I told my friends I got this part, they're all like, "That's perfect casting," which is, so I'm finding out that people think that I'm a crazy person. But so before I knew that everyone just thought I was a crazy person naturally, that I didn't need to prepare, I started to prepare for work. And I spoke to this psychiatrist who the show set me up with, and got a lot of like really interesting information. One of the things that really stuck with me was that psychotic people often can see the truth in other people because they don't have the inhibitions that we have. And to call people on it, and to really like just get to the heart of people.
They don't have to be nice.
Right. They don't have to be nice, and it's kind of like children will do with, and I found that fascinating because a lot of my take on Jennifer was, is she crazy or is she the smartest person in the room? Is she orchestrating this, or is she like really a victim of it? And that to me was the most fascinating thing about her. And then when speaking to this psychiatrist, I realized, like, oh, this all does hook in. There is like you started off this thing, like maybe not evil genius, but mad genius, definitely. I think that's actually what is the great idea about doing a show based on such a great movie. Most people would be like, why would you ever remake 12 Monkeys? It's perfect. I think the thing is that you can open up that world. You can. What I love the most is the backstory that you can get, and especially with time travel, that you can get a whole life in there. I get to, like, there's Leland Goines, who is Jennifer's father. I'm not saying this happens in the show, but we can go back to like when they were at home. We can go forward to when. So you can have these relationships and really get to play a full life, which as an actor you really rarely get to do. You get a section, so it's pretty awesome. What is such a gift of a part, and what they've written, is somebody who is so unpredictable, but also if you go through time with any human being, you get to see them in different states. Like, if you went back to me in my 20s, I was a crazy person. And if you go forward to me in my 40s, I'll probably have settled down. And like, I think also madness is all on a spectrum. I think we're all a bit crazy in weird ways. So to be general about what you're saying, yes, I think you will get to see Jennifer Goines. Maybe when she wasn't.
Is there anything scary about getting into that person's head, though? You know, and thinking about all of those different aspects of a life, but through that sort of a prism. You know what I mean?
You know, no, actually. Well, some people might find it scary, but I actually found this part so liberating to me, and I think that's what made me connect to it right away. I guess, okay, this is a kind of like personal thing, but like when I had this like anxiety thing about auditioning. I was like scared of auditioning or whatever. But then, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to go in. And then I read this part, and I felt like I can't fail at this. There's no wrong to this. And I wanted to go in and audition for this part. I wanted to say these words, which was so liberating because I could do it anyway.